Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses. Andy Serling, soon to be joined by the man to my left, the Big A, Anthony Stabile. Friday, it's Friday the 13th. I can't wait to hear. This must be a special day for Stabile, who's full of superstitions. I'm not. The only thing I'm worried about is you, and I want you to join Naira Bets. Head over to nairabets.com. If you're not a member, sign up. We'll match them at $200. Use the promo code Anthony Stabile, a.k.a. Big A. Match them at $200. I like today. Make all your bets at Aqueduct through the app today, through Naira Bets, and you get an extra 2% rebate. Don't laugh, it adds up. It cost me about $500 to make $10 last week, and I'm proud of it.
What else is new?
I'm going to try again. I'm going to put forth. It's always good when you get that rebate on the day you won, isn't it? You know, when you get that monthly rebate. It's a day you don't lose. Anyhow, that's today. Anthony, we got 8 today. You ready?
Yes, I am ready. I have no Friday the 13th.
You didn't bring anything up. Yeah, you didn't do anything goofy.
I'm an Ides of March guy. I like to stay in my hole on the Ides of March. Stay away.
Beware the Ides of March.
Beware I am no good. 3 heater hoses on the Ides of March. True story. Consecutive years.
Let's start with the first race. Let's look at Pedalite.
Sure.
We both picked on top.
We
It's
did.
the first time Pedalite ran. This race was off the turf. Lost to Chad Brown, rumor driven, who I have a feeling that fig could have been a little bit better. Paved with Gold, no superstar, was third. Paved with Gold, though, would probably, at least when she still used to be at all competitive, would easily have handled this field. I picked this one on top. I don't have a strong opinion. I just didn't prefer the others in here. Nobody else did. I thought the whole key to the race was supposed to bet against a horse named for my friend, the crazy Fred Moskowitz, Freddie Mo Factor, just because I know that horse has speed, but, you know, we've seen it time and time again. You'll keep picking them, but I won't. Turf horses trying the dirt. How about the only horse covered for the Empire 6 yesterday? No, you picked that one in the last race, the 2.
Yeah, that was not one of
That was the only horse covered. Nobody else was covered. In general, betting against them. I know we saw that Mod horse second time start. It's a little bit different, though.
Much different.
You know, these are
It's not a
confirmed
little bit
turf horses. But on the other hand, Freight Factor
Nice pick, by the way.
is turf. Nice. How about the hang job in the last race by the favorite?
What a shame.
Wow. Anyhow, I took the 5, as did you, Pedalite. Anything you want to add to it?
No, absolutely not.
What about Any Day Is Her Day, who 2 races back ran a decent enough race? You know, she's got to get a mile. That's what concerned me a little bit. But, you know, the other thing is, I thought she wasn't impossible in this race. I thought the 3 and 5 would be stalking the 1 here. One of them would take over.
The day my fight on Lucy ran them down. I had the exact. I boxed 4-9.
I thought you might pick this horse again because you liked it this day.
You know, the problem was she looked like she struggled with the 6 this day. I don't know if she wants the mile. Last time with the 6.5, she got tired late as well. I mean, the mile. I just think I picked her second like you did, but I mean, it's a battle of attrition after. I don't think she wants a mile, but who knows if any of them want any of this?
I haven't seen. There are no jockey changes today, right? I didn't know.
I think Eric's okay.
Eric Cancel riding Dancing Slippers. Of course, Eric.
He walked off yesterday.
I know, but he was off his last 2 mounts, and you always, want to make sure. Good to have Eric back. Eric's been starting out really well. He's been on a good run.
Really good week last week.
Yes, absolutely, and been more aggressive and good to see. So he's on Dancing Slippers, who everyone I know likes, but me and you. David likes this horse. Beer likes this horse. Nice pick by Beer yesterday. Who liked Alvernia, paid 12-1. I still have no idea why.
I'll tell you what, that
was
a really good ride by Junior Alvarado.
That was sensational.
Yeah, that was a sensational ride.
Junior's is, in my opinion, as good a rider as there is out there. I think
that was an excellent
exceptional rider, and I think he's just a guy that doesn't. He hasn't ridden enough huge races for people to notice and give him the attention he deserves as a rider. I think as a rider on a day in and day out basis, he rides as well as anybody.
I'll tell you another thing that I've noticed the last 6 months. He's been saving more ground, and when you save more ground, you're going to win more races.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Junior's riding for a long time, and I think he just consistently rides extremely well, and we're lucky to have him here in the winter.
Agreed.
Race number 2, the question in race number 2 kind of revolves around Langdharma. We'll take a look at Langdharma back in January of 2019. It suddenly does seem like this long ago. By the way, they've moved Mount Rushmore to Gulfstream, in case you're interested. I thought he ran very well this day, but even when he was at the top of his game, he's not a horse that likes to find the winner's circle. He seems to find ways to lose.
Well put.
Now he's off a long layoff, dropping down to the bottom. The bottom's $8,000 during the winter, and I don't know how you trust this horse, but the reality is you can't trust either half of the entry either.
No.
But I just feel like beyond Langdharma and the entry, who can you possibly take here?
Nobody. Nobody. I found out the hard way, but was saved by Shalako when Harv won't tapped it and run a step.
I warned you.
Just last week. You did warn me. Thankfully, Shalako and a good ride by Julio Correa saved the day. I don't know what you want to do with Mobridge. You have him third. I have him fourth. He's never run on the dirt for Bill Mott, Danny Gargan. And I know obviously he's a New York bred. And
I will say one thing about Mobridge. He's got the pedigree to handle the dirt. He's related to dirt horses, so I won't be shocked, but he's not my kind. Too Fast to Pass, unlike Gypsum Johnny, has the win last time out. It was an upset at a big price. But I think you do have to talk, as we take a look at Too Fast to Pass, about AC Avia. I mean, AC Avia.
No question about it.
Out of nowhere,
4 for 7
4
at that
for
meet.
7 at the meet. And they were all seemingly big prices. And I mean, I thought two trainers sort of out of nowhere started to win races. I mean, Chad Summers' horses were all running, and other than Mind Your Business, Chad was a guy who's just basically his horses had not been running well at all, and suddenly every horse he ran was super live, and the same thing was with AC Avia. It'll be interesting to see it keeps up for these guys.
Yeah, Vickers Legend was a huge price last week. Twisted Tom on Sunday paid $30. This horse is not going to pay $80 or $30. He's going to pay closer to $4.
It's an entry with Gypsum Johnny, and it depends if Lang Dharma is sort of chilly on the board. This entry is going to be 2 to 5 or 3 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't trust either one of them, but one of them's probably going to win. They may run 1-2, or the two Lang Dharma's going to win. If they all don't show up, I don't even know where else to go.
Yeah, I mean, if Mobridge can run a little, if they don't show up and Mobridge can run a little bit on the dirt, he's probably
the other problem with Mobridge is he's off form.
Yep.
But he could get back on form in the dirt, I guess. But horses like this,
we always talk about not
win.
liking the horses claimed from Danny Gargan, and this is another one, right? They took him from Danny, and he's just dropped down the ranks, and now he's in
Right, he ran okay 12 days later, and then just
Yep.
blew up. See what happens in race number 2. Race number 3.
I think we start to disagree now.
Yes, we do. Races get tricky in here. I want to let Nasty Affair to start. Who?
You used him today, and I didn't.
How do you not have Nasty Affair in the top
I'm
4
done.
here? You're silly.
You talked me
Linda
into being
actually
done with him.
No, it is silly. It's because I didn't like him one race. It's like Chad said, you're taking a race he couldn't win, or she couldn't win. How about switch to blinkers the first time in the dirt? And with non-maidens, she's 10 for 30 with the exact same ROI. So it's not like it's just maiden she does this with. It's very interesting, I thought. And I'm going to use her. I'm not her biggest fan. But, see, I think you and I completely disagree in this race because, in my opinion, and we'll show the Solitary Gem, Let Me Have It, a Braxton race from last time, the horse you're supposed to take out of this race, the horse you're supposed to bet against out of this race is Solitary Gem because, A, she never wins. She had her chance to win. A Braxton was on or near the rail for the entire part of the race, drifted a little bit in the stretch, but got involved in the duel. The rail was very much not the place to be. Then Let Me Have It was kind of foolishly ducked down to the inside with this horse late, which cost this horse its best chance to win. Both these horses were compromised by inside trips in a track where you wanted to be more to the outside, where Solitary Gem was. And to me, Let Me Have It and Braxton are clearly the two you want out of that race. I want no part of Solitary Gem. Should have won.
Okay.
One for 22.
Obviously.
I don't know why.
I mean, I listen. I get all of it. I do, and I want the 3 horses coming out of that race. The Nasty Affair. I know it's her fastest figure. I don't think she wants to go a mile.
Well, she clearly is good. She's clearly as good at a mile as any other figure, any other race, because she did just fine at it. She was over her head. She couldn't beat Making Out, Not About the Nail in that race. There were better horses than these. So that's hooey to say she doesn't want the mile. You're just making that up.
I didn't say she doesn't want it. I said I don't think she wants it.
She's making it up because it's the best race she's ever run on a speed figure basis. As good as any race she's ever run.
On a speed figure basis.
Yeah,
best race she ever ran was the second race when she made up all that ground after she almost...
I don't agree, but that's okay. We see horse racing extremely differently.
We do. I just think Solitary Gem, again, when you get down to these levels, and I know she doesn't win, but she is the most consistent.
She doesn't win. Yes, consistently not winning. Much like Smiles from Sadie. Why not take Smiles from Sadie? At least she's a better horse.
You see, I don't agree with that, and I didn't have the line because we printed this on Sunday. I don't think she's going to be a shorter price than Smiles from Sadie. Do you?
I don't know. It's not an easy one. This is a difficult line to make. It really is, because you may well be right. I think David may be right. The Solitary Gem is a favorite. I think a lot of people like you will fall for her, even though she's the wrong horse, in my opinion, in this race. I don't know if she do with Smiles from Sadie. She came off a 5-month layoff, and she couldn't beat the tortoise and the hare. So I don't know. Why is she necessarily going to take any money? Maybe she can't run at all anymore.
She's back in. I mean, she's in for a price she's never been in for.
Yeah, because she
She's gonna
maybe
be. I
because
think she'll be the favorite.
I don't know about that. I
do.
don't know about that.
I think she'll be the
It's
favorite.
a very,
and
very
the problem
tricky
with
race.
Abraxan is Abraxan does her best running on the front end, and doesn't Stonewalker from the rail have to break her chops a little bit?
Well, Stonewalker's the speed.
Don't you feel like that hurts Abraxan's chances?
We'll see. I don't know. She wanted a mile rating. So why am I supposed to be worrying about that? She won rating.
She was on the lead by the 5/8 pole.
She won rating, Anthony. She won rating. So no. And
Okay.
she's going to be a fair price. I think the key in this race is to bet against Solitary Gem. I think that's the key to this race. That's really my strongest opinion, and I sort of formulated my picks around that. Race
Fair
number
enough.
4. We'll take a look at Dovey Lovey winning last time out. I wonder who will be favored. Who's going to be favored, Dovey Lovey or the horse outside of her, Promise Me Roses?
I think off the win, it will be Dovey Lovey. I feel like Dovey Lovey, and here she is getting a job done over a course labeled good, like today. We got some rain possibly coming there in today as well. Look, first time off the
Rain's
claim
not
by
supposed to be anything until much later.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to really have any effect today.
No, but my point was just I don't think we'll get to fast today because if that little rain does come at noon.
Well, obviously, if
1
it's
o'clock,
still
yeah.
labeled as good, I find it a little bit odd, but still labeled as good.
It's cold. It's hard to dry out this time of year. Anyway,
Usually
I
does.
just think she'll get a similar setup to last time, and if she fires that shot, I think she's good enough.
Yeah, she's okay. I'm not. I thought she was one of the horses to be.
It's hard to get
here.
excited about anybody in here.
Well, I actually think there's a more interesting horse in this race than you do. I don't have a big problem with Promise Me Roses. Thought the rail seemed pretty good last time out, and she actually was against the track last time. I think she ran reasonably well, Promise Me Roses, in her last start. I think the two of them are the two logical horses. But as far as Taylor's the Boss, I think if Taylor's the Boss had Kendrick Carmouche last time, then he would have. Then she would have won, because not only did she break 3/4 of a length slowly, and I'm not going to show it, she just had a ridiculous trip in all ways in an oddly run race, and I think she was badly compromised by the racetrack and her trip. And now you get Kendrick. It's a big rider upgrade and a horse that ran a lot better than it looks last time out. And she's got figures that are fast enough to beat horses like Dovey Lovey and Promise Me Roses, who aren't particularly good. And she's going to be a much, much bigger price. I think she's a better gamble.
You think she's going to be? I mean, I guess there's.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course she's going to be a big price here.
She'll be the third choice.
No, she won't.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think they're going to bet the rider change?
No,
I
they're
think
going to
the
bet
rider change.
Kimura.
I think the rider
No,
change is gonna make
Kimura
a
is
lot
going to
of
be the
money.
third choice in here, Anthony. Everybody seems to think Kimura has a chance. I don't like Kimura at all. I don't understand why anybody would like this horse.
I don't like her. Period. I don't either.
Well,
Yeah.
but she's going to take money. She's Rudy Rodriguez, whatever. She was 5-2 last time. She went 3-5 in the races. She got some speed. She's going to get bet. Yes.
I'll bet you Taylor's the Boss is shorter than Kimura.
Bring it on.
Where are we
at?
at? I won the other one.
We were at 34. 'Cause you went, so we're at 34. So we can bet 2 if you want.
I'll take 2.
Okay.
Yeah. If you think they're not going to bet that rider change to Kendrick Carmouche over
I
a horse
think
that we haven't seen for 3 months that has no form.
I think that you look at things that don't really affect the odds.
Okay.
But we disagree once again. Race number 5. This is some goofy race number 5. I mean, and to me, the question becomes, how can you take a short price? I mean, you're taking a horse, and here's Deja Raconti finishing 4th, with Barbara P finishing 2nd. Why are you supposed to be encouraged about this horse off the last race?
I'm not overly thrilled with anyone, like you said. I mean, if you want to go hunting in here, I have no problem with it.
Why would you want to take a short price?
I don't want to. I don't know what else you want me to do.
Well, I think these are the kind of races, for me, where you have to be willing to lose a few dollars on somebody to price sometimes, because Funderella, is just, I guess Funderella could win, but Funderella has sure had her chances, and she's a player in here who can win. But, the Barbara P and the Deja Racontes of the world. I mean, Deja Raconte's going from Steve Caceres to Rudy Rodriguez. I guess that's a move. I don't know. Is that a move up?
I don't think it's any kind of. It's
This was
Steve's,
awful.
Steve's
That was an awful.
Steve's in Florida and she's in New York, Brett.
That was an awful race last time. As far as Miss Jill, Miss Jill actually, She didn't run well last time, but she may not run as terribly as it looks. She broke a step slow in her last race. She was 4 or 5 wide around the turn. It was a race where the pace completely held together, so it worked against her chances. I don't think she ran that well, but I think she ran within hunting distance of the horses who are going to be significantly shorter prices. Now, it turns out that David picks this horse as well, so Miss Jill's going to be closer to 10 to 1 than 20 to 1, and maybe even under it with the both of us picking the horse. But she's still going to be a reasonable price. And if she ends up at 6 to 1, I wouldn't bet a nickel on her. She's a 15, 20 to 1 shot. You throw a few dollars on. But I'd rather bet her or even Freudy Cat Fever, who has never been on the dirt, because in this case, you got a Freudy Cat Fever that's not going to be a super short price. So she has no turf form to bet her on. I'd rather take them because I couldn't live with myself if I bet Deja Ricante at 8 to 5 or less. I couldn't. In a million years, I couldn't bet Funderella. I don't know what I'd do in a multi-race bet in this race. Maybe use all, but I think this race. I mean, I looked at one horse I've known and said I wouldn't bet a nickel on these horses.
I think this is just my opinion. With the blinkers going on, and I just think Deja Ricante is going to get in front of these horses. Funderella's taking the blinkers off. My assumption is they're going to try and get her off. I mean, I just think Deja Ricante is going to go. I'm going to use the 1, 6, and 8 in here. I think if you wanted to get goofy in here, the first is the only other place you can go. And
I'm not that stupid.
Yeah,
See,
I don't have any confidence there. I can't take any of the other runners.
Race number 6. Race number 6 is a funny race. 6 furlongs. Wisconsin Knight is going to be. Wisconsin Knight's got to be a big favorite. We'll take a look at Wisconsin Knight's last race. Problem I have with this race is twofold. First of all, Wisconsin Knight rode a very good rail in this race, so actually had everything her own way. And she still lost, and she lost to Waylon Josie. I don't know.
Yeah, Waylon Josie ran though. You know, like Waylon Josie didn't kind of pick these horses up. Waylon Josie ran. She had a good trip, tipped, and like you said, rode a gold rail. Waylon Josie was saving ground too, tipped around and ran them down late.
I know, but it was Waylon Josie.
It was Waylon Josie. Was that the second win? Waylon Josie came back to win.
No, that was her second win.
That was the second win.
She broke her maiden, and she won that race, and she subsequently hasn't run a step.
I got you.
Starts.
I understand it, and I didn't trust her either. I wanted to find somewhere else to go. Maybe I foolishly...
What am I missing about Teletype?
Do you honestly think her 2 dirt races were that bad?
2 of them were atrocious. 1 of them was passable. Her debut was fine.
She only has 2.
No, she has 2, right. Her first one was passable. Her second one was atrocious.
No, you and I don't look at this the same way. She didn't have Lasix in either one of those starts.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just thinking that she wouldn't have to be much to handle these horses. And
I don't bet horses like her.
Okay.
She's 3 to 1 in the morning line, and she's coming off of turf races. I find that one of the edges you have here in the winter is betting against the Teletypes of the world. I will agree, her first race is passable. Her second race was atrocious. It's not impossible she could win this race. I think I've got her 5th or something, but she's not a horse that, I mean, I guess she would be on a huge spread pick 5 somewhere, but she's never a horse I'm going to endorse at a short price, ever. Ever.
Like you, I thought
Rodriguez, Jose Lezcano, turf figs, all the things I don't want.
I thought Wisconsin Knight was going to be a heavy favorite in here.
Aren't you worried the pace could be kind of quick? You got horses like Bull Feathers and Moon Heist that have speed. At least one of them is supposed to go. I'm not sure that Wisconsin Knight's going to be that heavy a favorite. I mean, she runs by appointment only. I don't know. Shouldn't she have won last time? What about Cadeau to Pay? Why can't she win this race? She's been running against better horses in her races. This is a significant drop for her.
That last race is not good.
No, it's not. But she's got plenty of races that are good enough to win this race.
But
I don't know.
You want to talk about appointment only, April to August, August to November, now another 6 weeks.
The Bond Barn wins with these moves win for them. It seems like these kind of moves win. The Bond horses show up in races where they can
I'm using
win.
this horse in the pick 4 and the pick 5, no question about it. I mean,
as far as Lady Macho, my feeling of Lady Macho was she'd probably be a better price than she should be. Because last time out, they tried to go a mile and a 16th with her. She doesn't want to go that far. And now she cuts back to a distance, she won. I don't think her maiden win was anything special, but I think it was good enough to win this race. I thought her price would be fair enough in the $10, $12 range, and I just thought she was good enough to win this race. I don't think she's any worse than any others here, and she'd be a better price.
She'll be the best price.
Yeah, I think
she'll be the best price of the 1, 2, not. She'll probably be a bigger price than Cadeau de Pay.
She is Cadeau to Pay.
Cadeau de whatever. I'm not French, man.
Work on your French. Cadeau. Could those a present?
What's the pay?
It might be a
I like the pay. I love when I get the pay.
place or something, that I'm not sure. Race number 7, there's going to be a prohibitive favorite in this horse, Play That Funny Music. And I don't have anything against him except I just don't want to take him at a short price.
Okay. I do. I do, because his last 2 races, if he runs either of his last 2 races, he is going to win this race as he pleases. And that's it. I got nothing else really for you.
Well, his race 2 back, I don't know.
Those
Yeah,
last 2
pretty
races
good
will
trip.
beat these horses, Andy.
I guess. Who'd he beat in those races? I don't know. I want to kind of see him again. I guess he's going to probably win. I got to give Spiteful Kitten one more chance. I don't know what happened to this horse last time out. I bet this horse last time out, and he just was eased. But now he's coming back in a month, and they're not dropping this horse down significantly, which makes me feel like something went
They drop him
wrong.
down at all.
Right, so this horse has back racing. I'll tell you something else, a little moisture in the track won't hurt. This horse's fastest 2 races came on a
Yep.
track with moisture in it, and there's a little moisture, and by then we probably got a little bit of rain. I think that the Spiteful Kitten is an interest. I have to bet a few dollars on him. Do I
Okay.
think he's likely to beat a 7? No, but he's going to be 10, 15 to 1. So I have to bet against him because he doesn't have to win. What about 5-star Bunt? I disagree with David, and I agree more with you. I don't think you're going to see 7 to 5 and Play That Funky Music and 9 to 5 on this horse. I think it'll be a much bigger spread.
I think David might be right here, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people don't know who Mike Tenuzzo is. A lot of people know who Ray Handel is. They
It was
can
his
see-
birthday yesterday.
It was his birthday yesterday. He finished 3rd with Inksplots. Inksplots very well on the lead. The question is with 5-star Bunt, I think people are going to be encouraged by the fact that they claim this horse for a quarter, and they're not running this horse back for a tag. They're running this horse back for the allowance condition. I don't like this horse for a quarter today.
I'm not a big fan either. This horse walked in the front end last time out, was able to be gifted the race. Not supposed to have that situation happen here. The 7 is easily as fast. Lost Drive is faster. So I don't disagree. I'm
going to
big
make
fan.
a 7-3. I'm going to play this race very early. I'm making a 7-3 and a 7-4.
Thaddeus Kosciuszko?
I'm using Kosciuszko today. I think Kosciuszko is going to work out the right kind of trip today.
Which is your
The blinkers
favorite
come off.
Kosciuszko bridge?
Oh well, I up and down the one in Greenpoint a million times. So
Not the one going to
the one
Saratoga?
going Saratoga, you have to remember, I'm a converted
But that's
Saratoga
just like
lover.
a,
I know.
that's like a special moment. You
Yeah.
pass the bridge.
I'm a Queens guy, so.
You know that bridge really backs up during rush hour traffic.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Oh
but
yeah.
I've heard.
I'm going to make a 7-3 and a 7-4. I'll probably move Hot Diggity up. I know his numbers are comparable on dirt and on fast and wet track, but if we get some rain, I might make it. I'll probably make them equal.
He would need there to be an arc and the other 6 get on it for him to be second here.
Okay. I don't have a lot of confidence in the rest of these. I think you got to move Flash Drive up a little bit if the track gets really wet.
I don't. But,
Okay.
Unless I think it's just carrying speed. We'll see. Race number 8. I guess 16 tons is going to be the favorite in the last race. We'll take a look at 16 tons. 2 races back.
You a big fan
second
of the
to
song?
Spycraft. 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt?
Yes, sir.
Impressed I knew that, aren't you?
No, you got that
My
over
problem
and
is, first of all, there he is finishing second. Anthony's picking the Nashua. In case you're interested, he's at the 8th pole
There we
right
go.
now. You can check him out.
I can't. Got to remember. Got to remember everything.
Well, that was quite a pick. That was quite a pick. What happened last time?
I don't know what happened last time.
And now he's dropping. You know, this barn does not have super numbers dropping maiden special weight, maiden claim in the dirt. I don't trust this horse.
Yeah, you might be right. You could be
He's going
right.
to win. I'm not going to be surprised
Yeah.
when he wins, but I don't know. I think Tapazirance is going to be much lower than the 9 to 2. I think
Agreed.
a lot of people like him, and he does seem like sort of other horse here, more so than a horse like Robber Bob. Something seemed to go wrong last time. You know, maybe just the sloppy seal track. We'll see how the track is at this point. His previous races make him a major player here, and I think
You're going other Gary Contessa.
I am. I have to bet a few dollars on Unbridled John.
Okay.
Because he really had a legitimate trip last time out. We'll take a look at the start, the pan and head on of the race, because he lost all chance. He's the number 2 horse in this race. He lost all chance early in this race, and I just think he's a little interesting.
Okay, sure.
You know, you see how far back he is right now, and Joe Bravo just sent him to get him back in the race, not knocking Joe for doing it, but he just was in an impossible situation. Do we have the head on of that?
Yeah, with these young horses,
Justin
you got
has
to
to
get
head
them in
on.
the game early on.
Justin's really in
after
his
this.
game today, you know that? Now look at him, he just gets
Yeah, he
slouched
looks-
at the start. And I thought he ran a little bit in his first race. I think he's a horse that could run a buyer in the mid to low 60s, somewhere in there quite easily. And that would make him a player in this race. And he's going to be a square price, so I took a small shot with him. It's not like I trust the other two.
I mean, honestly, John Want Revenge would be tough to make a case for, but you could probably make a case for the rest of these, couldn't you?
No.
You couldn't?
No.
I could.
Well, go ahead. No.
I'm not going to make a case for all of them, but I'm just saying.
No,
you think anybody would surprise
I
you
would
in here?
focus. Yes, I would focus on the 1, 2, and 5, and I guess the 3 would be a C.
Okay.
Who else am I supposed to use here?
I'm not saying who you're supposed to use. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me if.
You'd be surprised if Fortune found one. You think he looks like he's a player in here? How about Money Ride is the only scratch of the day?
That's pretty impressive.
One
Well, Fortune
scratch.
found me on a turf first time out. We've ever seen horses have their form reverse,
Not
dropping down and running on the dirt.
Not too often. Not too often. Horses' pedigrees alter,
Wouldn't surprise me if he
which you
won.
could have looked up. if
It
you
wouldn't
wanted,
surprise
but
me
you
if
were
he won.
very busy.
Wouldn't surprise me if he won.
What race you calling today?
I'm calling the second race today because it's the anniversary of my first race call.
I heard about it on Facebook. Oh, I'm
And,
not on Facebook.
and,
I don't want my information being given out and used against me.
I called the second that day, so I'll call the second today.
All right. Second race today.
Thanks to everybody who's played a part in this too.
You want to listen? I'm just kidding. I think you should thank Justin for everything he's done for
Listen,
you.
let me tell you something.
Justin
the
said-
the
Justin
guys and
accepts your
gals in the
thank you.
TV truck are the unsung heroes here.
No, I'm gonna select a few that
Justin
I'm not
thinks he
sure.
can-
What about
Justin can
Antonio?
sing.
Are you including Antonio in that group?
Of course I'm including Antonio. Antonio's my paisano.
I don't know. Justin, should we include Antonio? Justin says no, nothing.
He
for
said, of
Antonio.
course.
No soup for Antonio.
Leanne's in
Anyhow, Leanne's
her
here.
Giants jersey today.
Plaxico Burris. Anyhow, head over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, head over to Naira Bets. Use the promo code Anthony Stabile or Big A.
Oh, Big A, baby,
Less
Big
letters.
A.
We'll match up at $200. And then you make all your wagers on the Big A on Friday on Aqueduct on the app, as I will. And you get a
me too.
2% rebate. There you go.
You had to remind me last week. I'm glad you reminded me though.
So am I. Cut my losses.
Because you know when I'm up in the office, I got the laptop in front of me. Getting ready for the weekend stakes preview presented by Naira Bets. 11 stakes. Steve Grabowski and I will have 11 stakes for you tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sirius 219 XM 201. 5 down at Gulfstream Park.
They actually have their first good card of the supposed championship.
It is a good
It's
card.
looking
Couple of Stallion Series races here. Wrap up the Woodbine season with a couple of stakes on the all-weather, and we will wrap up Remington Park. Derby points on the line in the Remington Springboard Mile. So
Ooh.
Shoplifted, who was second in our hopeful, will be down there. I think Steve Asmussen has 2 or 3 in there.
There's
I
a
remember off
shot.
the top of my head.
There's a
They
shot.
run the trapeze for the 2-year-old fillies. They have a fun card closing evening there. They have a nice little pick 4 and stuff.
My friend Greg will be there, I would assume.
Oh, but it's
down
the Milkowski, yeah, of course.
Lives in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day. Johnny I coming up with a reprise of the Scratches and Changes.